some serious Shokz. These are the Shokz OpenDots 2, a clip-style open-ear bud? IM? I don't know what you would call this exactly. They clip on your ears, and you use them for music, podcasts, something like that? This is a nice smooth-looking case. It does appear to be just a little bit larger than the case for my old AirPods Pro 2, but the battery life on these buds is 10 hours for just the buds and 40 hours with the case. That blows my old AirPods out of the water. One last note about this case, it's IP54 and the buds are IP57. Something you might notice pretty quick is they don't have a left and a right on them, and that's because you could put them in either side of the case or either ear. And these do have Type-C on the bottom. You can also charge them with Qi wireless charging. Let's take the buds out of the case and see what's going on. These are interesting. So you can squeeze the back to interact with them, but you can also tap on this nickel titanium bridge. Actually really cool. This thing's very stretchy and it's not as clampy as the previous clip design buds I've tried in the past. It's actually really comfortable. These have a spherical acoustic system that's built around 2 custom drivers that delivers a bit more of a consistent sound profile as you move them around in your ear. Supposedly it can more direct that audio into your ear canal. They call the system Shokz Bassphere 2.0, and apparently it lowers distortion by 70%. They're also using Bluetooth 6.1 and can go about 10 meters or 30 feet of range, which is pretty significant. Usually my phone's a lot closer than 10 meters. Where is my phone? Bluetooth 6.1 also means multi-point connectivity, and these are power efficient, so you get up to 270 days of standby time. That's like encroaching upon a year.
I know,
that's like 2/3 of a year. I feel like I would use these running. Actually, I don't run that much. I would use these cycling.
I'll keep in mind my doomsday bulb. That standby time.
When the apocalypse comes around, you'll be like feeling the bass.
Yeah.
Speaking of the bass, maybe we should talk about sound quality with science. We take these clips and we put them on something called a head and torso simulator. We run sound through it and we generate this graph. Now, this range right here, these 2 gray lines, this is the average listener preference. That's the area where most people are gonna think things sound good. Down here is the bass, here is the mid-range, and then up here is where the mid-range goes into the treble, where your hisses and pops and sizzles live. This has, I can't even see how much bass this has. It goes off the charts. I think we're gonna need a bigger chart. Oh, wow. This is what they called Bassphere 2.0, huh? This is the Bassphere right here. This is where it lives. That's a lot of bass. That is the most bass I've ever seen in an audio product. Like, that's it. Like, actually. So we're at about 47 dB here, about 9 dB here, so perceptibly the bass would be about 14 times louder than the mid-range and treble. Now, we do see in the mid-range and treble these 3 spikes. I guess 4 if you're counting this one up here, but that's so high in frequency you wouldn't hear it anyway. These I'm not actually hearing. I think these are a bit of background interference that we got while we were doing measurements. You know, because these are open-ear design. They're not ceiling, you can hear things going on around you. This is a bit much on the bass for me, though. Again, this mid-range and treble, pretty linear after about 600-700 hertz. I just said 6-7. Even though there is a ton of bass, you don't feel the bass pressure from it that much. It, again, would probably be nice if you're like exercising, but this does have EQ, and while it's not parametric EQ, we only get 5 bands, they do have a neat little feature here called Smart EQ. You tap this, you go through a bunch of A/B tests where it plays music, asks you which one you prefer, and then generates a curve. And look at that! The curve I got fixes the curve that these have by default. It's almost the exact opposite if you look at them side by side. Look at that! It doesn't completely fix it, but it does make a notable improvement for me in terms of music sound quality and listening. That said, I don't think I would actually use these for music. Maybe for movies if I put on the Dolby audio mode, though I think the bass is a little bit deeper when I have that turned off. It does give me a bit more spatial qualities. For me, given the IP rating, the fact that the left and right are interchangeable, how open they are, this seems like the device to use for podcasts, conferences, exercise, things where you're just wearing them around, using them throughout the day, rather than a dedicated sitting down, listening to music experience. I don't think they're designed for audiophiles, they're designed for people living life. And they're really comfortable. Oh, they're on my head.
Yeah.
Oh, they are really comfortable. Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, I could wear these. I could wear these for a while. I couldn't wear the LinkBuds clip for that long because I felt like the LinkBuds clip were just like crushing my ears. They're crushing my pinna, my pinnas. Funny word. That's what this is called. Some people probably pay a lot of money for that.
Been there.
It's like a very light clamp Feels like they're just kind of floating on my ears. I'm not getting any like heat or pressure. It's just attached to ear. Good. I'm using the microphone on them now. What did they called this like an air something microphone? If you didn't hear what Brad just said, they have 2 air conducting microphones and 1 microphone that conducts me bones. It's bone conducting. Bone conducting microphones in something like this is actually pretty handy. I would love to see it used more often because it basically means that outside sounds aren't going to activate the mics as often. It's going to pick up the vibrations coming through the bones and cartilage in your face to activate the microphone so that it's not, a train horn. A train horn might do. That's pretty loud. A train horn kind of vibrates your bones. Brad talking across the room. You might not be able to hear him. I don't know. They'd say something. Tell me. Did you hear him? His bones weren't being conducted, but mine were. Some people pay a lot of money for that. Yeah. Some people might pay $199 for that because that's what these cost. They're $199. This is the exact kind of environment where I think the Shokz OpenDots 2 thrive. Riding a bicycle, exercising, listening to some podcasts to get through your day, or maybe you just need some funky bass to keep going. The next gen sound that he's over the previous generation does exactly that. I really need to exercise. So try out your ShortCircuit.